So we're now going to hear from one of our patients from Warwickshire, who's going to tell us what it was like to have a knee replacement done under the corona restrictions.
Hi, my name's Loraine. I've had full knee replacement of my left knee, and my surgery took place at Hospital of St Cross in Rugby, Warwickshire. So it was April 14th when I should have been having, so May, June, July, August, 5.5 months. Finally saw a consultant in November last year. I could have broke down in tears because he said, yes, we will do both knees for you. We'll do the left first because that is the worst out of the two knees. Get a phone call, which was my birthday as well, which was not a nice birthday present. Your operation's cancelled and we don't know when it's going to go ahead now. You're in a complete limbo land. You don't know at all what was happening. I think just a standard letter, anybody who was having elective replacement surgery, standard letter signed by the relevant surgeon consultant, just said it's COVID, we don't know exactly when it's going to be sorted. It may be, we hope during the next 3 to 4 months that we may be able to start planning in dates. In the meantime, if you need any help, here's versus arthritis, here's the Samaritans, there might have been a forum like, my replacement operations being cancelled.com, help. I had a phone call from the hospital to say, we'd like to give you a date for your surgery. And it's because you've not heard anything, and all of a sudden you get this letter this phone call, completely out of the blue to say, right, we can do your operation. It's like, oh my God, you're completely stunned for a moment. They said that they'd send a confirmation letter. They said that I'd have to have another pre-op because my pre-op had been over 6 months previous, so I'd have to have another one of them. And also I'd have to have a COVID test as well, which they said the team would get in touch with me by telephone, and I would have to have that within 3 days of me actually going in for my surgery. Letter came for my pre-op, which was over the telephone, which was total random experience. Never had that over the telephone. It's quite different to do that. So the COVID test went in, had my temperature taken first, had to have some blood tests as well, which was part of the pre-op, and MRSA swab as well. And then the nice bit of COVID with the swab in the back of the throat. I felt really confident in the staff. The staff are lovely there. And it was just the whole attitude towards it. And I say, when I went for the COVID test, everybody there has got masks on. You've got a mask on. Distancing, social distancing is kept. And you could tell when I went in there that everything is set in place to be as safe as you possibly can. And I say, going in on the actual day, everybody's got a mask on. All your surgical gowns and everything are all there. Everything's been cleaned. In fact, the nurse who took us up to the ward where we would wait until we got to call down to theatre said, just to reassure you, everything has been cleaned from top to toe in this bay for you. So, it's perfectly safe. I've got faith in the hospital that they would only be doing the operations if they felt safe doing it, and for the surgeons as well, and the consultant, he's not really going to risk his team by doing operations if his team's not going to be safe either, and the staff that he needs to work with him in the theatre and the nursing staff on the wards as well, he's not going to risk his team. So I don't know, no, I definitely and say if they could have done both at the same time, I'd have been more than happy with that. But no, I'd definitely go. I'd say I never felt in any doubt whatsoever. Felt totally safe. And the main thing was the fact that when I got home, I'd got 28 steps to go up to get into my flat, and I was sort of, unless I could do that, I can't get home. I had been up some steps earlier in the day with the physio, and that hadn't gone too bad. And when I raised the concerns, one of the surgeons I'd seen as part of the theatre staff when I'd explained that to him, he was sort of, yeah, understood. We'll keep you in tonight, and then tomorrow we'll really focus on you being able to get up those stairs. Yeah, physio. I had my first physio home appointment, so to speak, which is a bit like a Zoom call, which is quite unusual. So that was last Friday. Bit more of a taskmaster than what the ones in the hospital are. So even though you might think, oh, the physios in hospital, you know, they're quite cruel. They get you out of bed, you know, within a couple of hours of your operation. They were actually quite sweet. And then the consultant I should be seeing in about 6 weeks' time. I don't know if that will be a face-to-face consultation. I believe that it will be, but the physio will stay at the moment, sort of over the camera.
Thank you. So that video provides a real insight into what it's like for patients now as they come in for surgery under the corona restrictions. And I think actually it's quite reassuring that it's still a positive experience.